So you want to activate your subconscious and you want to do it fast before this full moon and lunar eclipse gets here at the end of the week. Let's go. I have 4 tips for you. 1, have a clear intention. 2, meditation. 3, clear the mind. 4, third eye activation. As a collective, we have to start learning how to get into a state of mind where we can clear our mind, clear our static, clear the noises, clear what we like to call daydreaming, picturing things in your mind, picturing scenarios. Once you can understand the concept of releasing, then your intention of what you want to do will be just a tad bit easier. Tapping into your subconscious when you're not accustomed to it or familiar with it takes time, takes practice. There are individuals out there that can tap into these things as if they had already known it from a past life. But for some, it's not that easy. My advice is to have a clear intention, is to understand the concept of clearing your mind. And one of the fastest ways to learn how to do that is through meditation. When I was 17, I was going through some really tough things that was truly heartbreaking. I just wanted to escape reality, and I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew I had to do it. And when I came home, I went in my room. The first thing I did was shut the light off, close the blinds, sat on the ground, crossed my legs, and I put my hands in my lap. And I had my right hand over my left hand and my right thumb over my left thumb. And I closed my eyes and I told myself, shut it all off. And immediately I went into the space of nothingness, pure nothingness. And to this day, I truly believe, because I knew I wanted to clear my mind of everything that I was going through, when I sat down, it happened almost instantaneously without having had any meditation experience. I didn't even know what meditation was around that time. And that's how confident I am with anyone who wants to tap into their subconscious to just quiet their mind, how freeing it can be. So you find a quiet area of your home, you brace your back against the wall, you cross your legs, you put your right hand over your left hand, your right thumb over your left thumb, and you tell yourself with the purest of intentions, I want to clear my mind. When you're beginning to meditate, I don't recommend any auditory stimulations whatsoever. None of those Zen music, none of those meditation music, no tantric chanting, nothing. The first couple times you do this, sit with your mind in the nothingness so that way you know how much control you have when thoughts are coming to you. Sometimes those sounds can be very distracting and you might think you have a clear mind, but you actually may not. It may just be the sound that's distracting you. And then when you're left with your consciousness and wanting to tap into your subconscious again at another time, and you don't have that meditative music going for you, you'll see that it's still really hard to quiet the mind. So I think if you're going to start this practice, start it from the beginning without no disturbances. When you sit in that position and you're leaning up against the wall and you finally put your intention in that you want to clear your mind, you want to go into the bliss of nothingness, that is what leads you into meditation. And that course that you're going to go through in this one meditative session that you're going to be in, it might be complete chaos or it might not. It just depends on how freeing you want your mind to be. Every time a thought comes in your mind, send the thought away. It might be what you ate for breakfast. It may be a conversation you had with a loved one yesterday. It may be remembering a task that you were supposed to do. Every single time a thought comes up, imagine yourself pressing a stop button, stop, and then center your mind back to this area of your mind, or pick a spot in your mind that's further out and make that your central focus point. So every time a distraction is coming into your mind, it's almost like someone's walking down the street and you're watching them walk and you're going like this and you're just sort of following them along their path. The exact same thing happens in your mind with all these thoughts. And every time you're watching something go by, bring your mind back to your center point. And it's whatever point in your mind that you want. And literally, in the beginning of trying to clear your mind so that you can activate your subconscious, is doing that over and over again until you can actually quiet the mind and no thoughts come to you whatsoever. How many times a day should you do this? How long should your sessions be? As long as your mind is open to the idea of letting thoughts and feelings and processing information in the real world dissipate. So maybe the first time you do this, you can only last 10 minutes before your mind just starts running like wildfire. Take it in paces. Come back again and do it again for like another 10 minutes. However long you feel like your body can tolerate it. But the main point and the main reason for doing all of this is in order to activate your subconscious, essentially what you're doing is opening your third eye. And your third eye is right here. So, one of the first things that I learned when I was in meditation school with the Thai monks many years ago, I was at this meditation school and I was meditating 5 days a week, and it was a 2 hour session every day. That was the most amazing experience of my life because I was able to tap into my subconscious. I mean, it was almost instantaneously the way these Thai monks were teaching you how to go into your consciousness, how to stop thoughts from coming in, how to clear your mind, and how to just have that intent of not having any thoughts of the outside world affecting what you can activate up here is the most important thing about tapping into your subconscious. You've been doing this, you feel like you're ready to give it a go to open up your third eye. How do you do that? How do you tap into your third eye energy? I hate saying that something like this is simple, but the concept of where your focal point is what's simple. So when you're in your state of meditation, and you don't feel any thoughts coming your way, you focus on this area of your forehead. And just imagine it tingling. Imagine you can feel that sensation of maybe someone is activating it or rubbing it, and it just kind of tingles. If you feel that, well, honey, you're on your way to activating your subconscious because you are on your way of opening up your third eye. Okay, so realistically, can you activate your third eye by Friday? Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. But, when you reach a certain point in your spirituality where you feel like you can achieve anything and you can learn anything and you don't have to be a practiced learner to learn things, the sky's the limit. When you reach that point in your subconscious where now you're not thinking about anything in the outside world, but now you're starting to see things in your mind. Maybe you're seeing stars. Maybe you're seeing the solar system. Maybe you're seeing visions and you don't know whether it's reality or not. If you're seeing these visions and you're questioning whether it's reality or not, then you're putting too much logical sense into it. It's one of those things where if you haven't experienced it and you haven't seen anything like this before, that's literally the activation of your third eye, opening up, testing the barriers. How much can we sprinkle a little razzle dazzle in before they completely flip out and think, my gosh, I'm going crazy or something's wrong with me? Allow yourself the grace of understanding that if it comes to you, accept it. Don't think about it. Don't try to wonder what it is. Don't try to put any thought process into it. That's what journaling is for. You can write all of this down when you're done meditating and go back and reflect on it again. In the beginning, the idea is clear your mind of reality, clear your mind of everything tangible in this world that you've been experiencing, all the daydreams that come into your head, the ruminations, whatever pain and suffering that you're going through. No, literally, no, we're not having it. And then once that third eye starts tingling and it starts getting activated, and you start seeing just this movement in your mind, and you can't pinpoint it, but it just feels like a mystic aura that you would probably see in space if you had one of those really awesome telescopes and you're just seeing that's it right there. That's the beauty. And if you can be in that versus the shitstorm of reality, that's where you want to be. That's where the activation starts. And that's where things will just explode. And you will find yourself tapping in to parts of yourself, parts of the world, parts of the universe, parts of existence. It will open up for you. But it all goes back to rule number one. Make sure the intention is pure. Make sure the intention is to clear your mind of suffering in the daily lives and releasing that energy and to be put into space. That's the only way I can explain it. Allow yourself to go into space. If you go into this clear intention and you tell yourself, this isn't going to happen for me, this can't happen overnight. Does she really think I can activate my third eye on like my first meditation session? You've already closed the door of the intention. It won't happen. It absolutely will not happen because your intention of letting go of worldly things, and sometimes those are worldly thoughts that you were trained to think, thinking that tapping into the impossible is impossible. If you go into that right away, there is no activating your third eye. And that's just me being completely honest. Everything you do, think of it as a blank slate starting over. When you sit in your first meditation session, think of it as a rebirth. Everything you've lived for however old you are no longer exists. Who is that person? We don't know that person. Every time you think about this physical body and what this physical body has gone through, you're literally blocking your rebirth of being able to step into your subconscious. Subconscious is what it is for a reason. It's buried. It's been buried over layer and layer and layer of life's existences. When an iceberg is going to flip, doesn't that shit happen instantaneously? Tell me I'm wrong. But when that iceberg is tired of those top layers, it's not going anywhere. You need a change. You need a blank slate. It's too heavy. The burdens of the everyday life is too heavy. What do? Flip that shit upside down like an iceberg. I kid you not. And that is how fast the rebirth can be when you sit in your first meditation session. This is your beginning of starting over. So everything you've experienced in this body, put it out of sight, out of mind. The minute one of those thoughts come up, put a door in front of it, block it, come back to your center, activate that third eye, feel that tingling, feel that motion, find that dot in the distance in your mind, focus on it, and watch how beautiful your life becomes when you have your first experience of floating within the mind of your subconscious and where it can go from there. Remember, and I mean this wholeheartedly when I say this, remember, we all have it in us. We all have it in us. Never say you can never do this, and never say you can never be this, because we can literally all do it. And when you activate that third eye, you will start to realize how many times you've actually done this before. And then you'll realize this existence is a speck, a literal speck. And then this existence, you will suffer less and less. Because as a collective, when we're all in our subconscious, we have come to the realization, my place is in my mind. We all have this. Bring it out. Let's go through it together.